Hi everyone, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, good evening. So let's wait for 5 minutes, then we can start. Actually, I was stuck in some Azure batch today. So that's the reason I had to reschedule the class for 1 hour. So we will start by 9:10 after 5 minutes sharp. So let's wait for some candidates to join. So let's start the session. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once it is visible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's start. So today we have to start with the permissions. We have to complete that. Actually, we have already started that. So today we will complete that permissions, how we can assign the permission to a related file and folder. So let's see that. So let me turn on my Linux machine. Is my voice okay or should I speak some loud? ठीक है ना आवाज?
ठीक है सर.
Okay, good. So let's open the terminal. So in the last session, I just walk you through with the permission, like what kind of permission we have in the Linux. So we have seen this kind of permission. Where is the notes of the last class? So it was like this. So in the last session, we have learned about the permission. We have seen that what kind of permissions are there, how we are going to identify that, what does it signify. Today, we need to see this permission practically. We will also discuss about the numerical one. So let's do it. Let's see the practical of that. So in my scenario, what I needed, so let me switch it to the root. I'm trying to log in with the root first. Now, so what I'm doing is, in order to see the permission, I'm creating the environment. So let's see how many users we have. So currently we have get etc pass wd. So I only have test user with the UID 1000. Except that I don't have any other user. So let me quickly create 2 user accounts, 4 user account actually. So the user add space, I am going to create test one. So user add space test one, enter. Then pass WD to set the password space test one. So the password I'm setting up right now. Now I'm creating another user account. So user add space test two, enter. What it is saying? Okay, it is already exist. Let me delete that. Now user add space test two. RVF space test2. Is test2 already there? Okay, it got created. So test1 and test2 got created. Now I'm going to create another user as well. So that would be test3. So user add space test3. Enter. Let me remove this. It was in the last session. So the directory is available. Okay, now we can create add user or user add space test3. Now again cat etc passwd. So test3. So I have 3 user accounts, test1, test2, and test3. Let me see if I can log in with this user account or not. So if I will do switch user test1, I can. I am now logged in with the test1 user account. If you want to see who am I, so I am test1. Now I'm trying to log in with the test2. So switch user space test2. Now let me enter the password of the test2. Switch user test2, enter the password asd@12345. Maybe there is a different password. Okay, let me change the password. So I'm going to the root now. From the root, I will change the password of test2. So passwd space test2, enter. New password I am entering. Password did not match. Passwd test2 asd@12345. That's my password, asd@12345. Now password got changed. Let's do it for test3 as well. Maybe the test3 password is something different. So passwd test3, because I have not set up the password of test3 user as well. I just created the user. So I'm setting up the password of test3. Now it's also done. Now let me check if I can log in with the test2 or not. So switch user space test2, enter. Now I have logged in with the test2 user account. You can see test2. Let me see if I can log in with the test3 as well. So switch user space test3, password. Now you can see I am logged in with the test3 user account as well. It means my user accounts are working fine. I have 3 user accounts, test1, test2, and test3. Now again, I'm going to the root. I'm going to the root again. What I am going to do for our practical, let me show you. So I am going to create 3 users, or you can create 4 users as well. I have 3 user account, test1, test2, test3. These 3 are my user account. Now I am going to create 2 groups. The group name will be sales. The second group name will be marketing. These 2 will be my groups. Now what I will do, I will make test1 and test2 the member of sales group. Means in sales group, test1 and test2 are going to be the member. They belong to the sales department. In the marketing department, in the marketing group, test3 user is going to be the member. So test3 belongs to the marketing department. This is something I am going to do. So now I will create 2 groups, sales, marketing, and I will make test1 and test2 the member of sales group, test3 the member of marketing group. This is the practical that you are already familiar of. We have already done this. Even we have revised this as well in the yesterday's session. So let me do that. So I'm going to the machine. Let me create the group. So group add space. The first group name is going to be sales. So I'm creating sales here. So sales has been created. Now group add space marketing. This is the second group. So this is also created. Let me check the group. So cat/etc/group. This is the command to check the group details. Enter. Now you can see sales has been created and marketing has been created. This is the group ID 10551056. So this is the group ID. We have already discussed about this. So I have two groups now. Now what I want to do, I want to make the member. I want to make test1 and test2 the member of this sales group and test3 the member of marketing group. So you are already familiar of this as well. So let me make the membership. So user mode space -a capital G space group name. So my group name is sales. And I'm going to make the member as test1, enter. So test1 has become the member of sales group now. How to check? Cat etc group. If you check it, so you will get to know that in the sales group, test1 is the member now. Test1 is the user member. Similarly, let's do it for test2 as well. So user mode space -a capital G space group name is sales. And we are going to make test2 as the member of sales group. Done. Again, if you want to verify, cat etc group. So test1 and test2 both have become the member of sales group. Now marketing is pending. So we want to make test3 user as the member of marketing group. So let's do that as well. So user mode space -a capital G space group name is marketing and the user who is going to become the member is test3. Enter. Now to verify again, cat etc group. So now you can see test3 has become the member of marketing group. So far, everything is clear. Any doubt, any questions? Anything?
No, sir.
Good. So far, this setup has been created. We have now 3 users, test1, 2, and 3. We have 2 groups, sales and marketing. Test1 and test2 belongs to sales group. Test3 user belongs to marketing group. Now let's see the permissions. So for permissions, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create 2 folders. The first folder name will be sales data. The second folder name will be marketing data. These 2 are going to be my folder, my directories. This sales data folder belongs to sales group, means the membership should go to test1 and test2 user. Company is going to save the important code here. Just like as I told you, most of the developers in the company, most of the software developers are going to use the Linux for their coding. So this is the folder, this is the directory where some important information is being saved, and that belongs to the sales department. So sales is the group. In the sales, there are 2 members. We will create one of the folder with the name of sales data, and we want to assign the permission on this group. On the sales data group, we are going to assign the permission. To whom we are going to give the permission? So we will give the permission on the sales group. So whatever permissions we have, we will assign the permission accordingly. Then we will have marketing data folder. I am going to create the marketing data folder. On this marketing data, I am going to give the permission to the marketing group. Means the test3 user can do the things accordingly as per the permission. So I am going to create 2 folders. These 2 folders I am going to create in the root location. You can create it anywhere. I am creating in the root location, means I am logged in with the root account, and in the slash location, slash is called the root location. So in the slash location, I am going to create this folder. So let's go to that location. Just like I told you yesterday, we have absolute path. So instead of going to the location, we can directly create the file and folder in that location. So how we can do that? So currently I am in the root location. I'm logged in with the root account. I am in the home directory of root. So let's create one of the folder here. So in order to create the folder, the command is mkdir space the folder name. So I want to create the folder in the slash location, in the root location. So that's the reason I am defining one of the slash. I'm giving the path. Otherwise, you need to go to this root location to create the folder. You can do cd/root, enter, then you can create the folder. So I don't want to go there. That's the reason I am creating the folder with the slash. Slash means I want to create the folder inside the root location, inside the root point. So mkdir slash, what is going to be the name of my folder? So my folder name will be sales data. This is my first folder. Enter. Then I'm going to create another folder mkdir slash marketing data. This is my next folder in the same location. Done. Now, if you want to check whether this folder have been created or not, so how will you check? So I have created the folder in the slash location, in this location. If I will do ls here, in the ls you cannot see that folder. Why? Because the folder is created in the root directory, in the slash location. And currently where I am working in the slash root. See, slash, I am inside the ROOT. But I have created the folder directly inside the slash in this location. So how can I check that? So I need to go to this location, to this slash location. So cd space slash, enter. Now you can see I am in the slash location. If you want to check pwd, so you can see directly I am available in the slash. And inside this slash location, inside this root location, I have created my folder. If I will do ls, you can see that. You can see I have one of the marketing data. That's my directory. That's my folder. It's in blue color. And I have one of the sales data. So two folder got created in the root location in the slash. Now let's see the permission part. So in order to check the current permission on the related folder, so I have two folder, sales data and marketing data. If someone says me, if someone asks me that what is the current permission on this folder, so to check that, what I can do, I have told you one of the command ll, long listing space the name of the file and folder for which you want to check the permission. So I want to check the permission for sales data. So ll space sales data. Otherwise, what you can do, if you will directly do the ll and press enter, so it will show you all the files and folder which is available in this slash location. So I am in the slash location. I have done ll. So here you can see all the files and folder which is saved. So here it is bin dab. These details are saved. So you can see it in the descriptive manner. ll means long listing. So here you can see the same thing. Bin is there, boot is there, dab is there. See the same thing. So you can do ls. ls means listing short. So it will not give you full details. But if you will do ll means long listing. So it will give you full details. So now you can see I have sales data and you can see I have marketing data as well. This is the start. This is the creation date and this is the creation time of this folder. Now this is the permission. We had discussed this one in the last session as well, but let's discuss practically. So for marketing data, this is the permission, and for sales data, this is the permission. So this is a very long syntax actually. This is a very long thing. This is very descriptive. I don't want to check the permission of every data. If you want to check the permission of every data, then this is the command ll. But if I specifically want to check the permission of marketing data folder, I don't want to check all the folders, all the folder and file. I just want to check the permission of my marketing data folder. So how can I check that? So there is one more command. That's not the command actually, that's the argument. So what I can use? Yes, Sunil.
सर एक चीज ये पीछे करना जरा, जो आपने वो निकाला था डेटा था। इसमें सर ये जो डेट है क्रिएशन, ये तो अभी हमने क्रिएट किया ना, तो अभी
Actually,
तक।
the date is wrong. See, in the line X, it's 11:56.
ओके ओके
That's the reason it has taken the wrong date. You need to reset the date.
ओके सर,
Okay.
क्लियर।
So now, if you specifically want to check, if someone asks you what is the permission on the sales data folder, so how to check that? So you will use LL. LL means long listing space -D space the name of the folder for which you want to check the permission for. So I want to check the permission for sales data folder. So LL space -D space sales data, then enter. Now you can specifically check the permission of sales data. So this is the permission. I will discuss on this part, but before that, let's create the environment. So LL space -D space, I want to check it for marketing data. So marketing data, enter. Now you can see the permission of marketing data as well. And if you want to check all the permission of related data, then I told you LL. So from LL, you can check all the file and folders available and you can check their permissions. So you can see these are the same thing in the sales data also here. From here also you can verify, and from this specific command also you can verify. So generally when there is a large chunk of data, then we will be using this command to check the specific permission. Now, let me give the permission. Let me start with the permission part. So I'm checking what is the current permission of sales data folder. So LL space -D space sales data. Spelling is wrong. Now this is the current permission. This one. We have discussed this syntax in the last session. So let me discuss that again as a summary, as a refresher. So where is that file? I have shared this file with you guys as well. Now, so this is the syntax. This is how it is coming in the Linux. See, you can see that when I check the permission, it is coming as drwxr-xr-x dot. So the same syntax I have pasted in this file and we had already discussed that part. Let's refresh it again. So here you can see the syntax. This is the by default permission syntax of a folder. How we will identify that this permission belongs to a folder? So you will see D. D means directory. So in the Linux, the folder is called directory. So from here, you can verify it is one of the directory. And what is the name of directory? So the name is sales data. This is the creation date and time. Now, let's discuss about this permission. What is this permission all about? So let me go to that file. So here, D stands for directory, means this permission belongs to a folder. Now, as we discussed in the last session, let me discuss again. R means read, W means write, and X means execute. These three are the permissions on file and folder. So we have discussed this part. If I give read permission to someone on the folder level, if I give read permission to someone on the folder level, then that person can read the data which is available inside my folder. That person can go inside the folder and that can check the related data which is saved inside this folder. So if I have given the R permission to someone, it means the person has the read permission on the folder. He can only check the data. He cannot do any editing, any modification. If I have given W permission, the write permission to someone on a folder, on a directory, then that person can enter into that folder and he or she can create any new file, any new folder, and he or she can modify the things as well. He or she can delete the file and folder as well. So you can say if someone has the right permission, that person can do anything inside that folder. He or she can create the files and folder inside this folder. He or she can modify the file and folder. The content can be modified. It can be deleted as well. So you can say W is the full permission. It has the right permission value. Then comes the X permission. X, if I have given X permission to someone, so X means the person can enter. The person can enter into the data which is saved inside the folder, inside the directory, but he cannot do any modification. For modification, it should have the W permission, the right permission. Now, if I give R permission, the read permission on a file, this was for the folder, but if I give the read permission to a file, it means the user can open the file, he or she can read the content of the file, but he or she cannot do any modification. If I give W permission to someone, it means user can do editing in the file. Suppose I have written something in this file. So if I want to do any editing, if I want to delete something, I want to add something, if I have the right permission, I can do anything. I have the modification permission on the file. If I give execute permission on the file, then I can run that file. Run in the sense, if that file is a script, if I have created one of the batch file, one of the script file, one of the automation script with that particular file, then if I have the X permission, then I can execute. Execute means I can start that file. I can run that script. I can double click on that and it can work. It will execute, it will install. So execute permission on the file means you can run the script. Execute write permission on the file means you can do the modification inside the file. Read permission on the file means you can only read the content of a file. So for file, the permission is different. For folder, the permission is different. So we have two levels of permission. We can give the permission either to a folder, which is called directory, or we can give the permission to a file. So if D is coming, it means that's a directory. Now, here RWX. RWX is for your root. It's for root. So the first three permission belongs to the root. Root has read, write, and execute. So we only have three permission: read, write, and execute. So in these three parameters, you can see RWX. So RWX is for root. So it means root has the full permission. Root has read, root has write, root has X permission. It means root is the owner. Root has the full permission. Then the second slab, this one, RX, this belongs to the group. This one, the R and X. This belongs to the group. So the group has read and execute permission, R and X. R means read, X means execute, but group does not have the right permission. Means if anyone is the member of a group, that person cannot do any editing in my folder. And the last permission belongs to other. This R and X. This is for other users. Let me highlight this as well. So the last one belongs to other. Other means, suppose first one is for root. Root means the main owner. Second one is for the group. So in the group, suppose I have three users who are the member. So these three people will have read and execute permission. Who is other? Other means the person who is not the owner, who is not the root, and who is not the member of group. Suppose my root, I have a group is sales. In the sales, who are the member? Test1 and Test2. These two people are the member of the sales group. So what is the permission? Read, write and full. Read, write and execute permission is for root. Second permission belongs to the group, the green one, R and X. So the group has read and execute permission. Our group name is sales. So two people are the members, means these two people have read and execute permission. Apart from this, if I have another user, suppose I have a user which is called Rajesh. So Rajesh is not the member of this group and Rajesh is not the root. So this is called other user. This user will be known as other user. The user who is not the owner and who is not the member of my group, that user will be known as other user. So other user have read and execute permission. They cannot do any modification. They don't have any W permission, the write permission. So let's see. Let's go to the Linux. In the Linux, you can see when I check the permission of sales data folder, on the sales data folder, it is a directory D. The first permission is R, W and X. Read, write and execute. So root, the root and the owner of this folder who has created this folder, they have the full permission, read, write and execute. Who is the owner of this folder? So owner is root. Root has created this folder, see. And who is the current group of this folder? So group is also root. Because as I told you in the previous classes, that whenever we create any file and folder, that will become the member of the same group. So root has created this folder. It means root is the group member of this folder as well. So owner is root. These three permission belongs to this root, this owner. So owner has the full access, read, write and execute. Then comes the second one, R and X. R and X means read and execute. This second slab belongs to the group. So who is our group? My group is root. My root account is the member of root group. So this permission belongs to the group. So the group has R and X, read and execute permission. Then comes the last one, R and X. So R and X means other. So apart from these two people, if there is any other user account, they will have the other permission. So on the sales data, I have this slot of permission. If I check the permission on the marketing data, LL space minus D space marketing data. So the same permission you can see, read, write, execute for the root, read and execute for the group and read and execute for the other user. So by default, this is the permission. Now let's see that practically. So what I am doing, I am logging in with the test1 user account. Switch user space test1. I'm going to test1. Currently, you can see I have logged in with the test1 user account. Test1. If I check who am I am the test1. From here, what I am going to do, I am going to enter inside the sales data folder. So CD space, where is the sales data folder? Sales data folder is available in the root location, in the slash location. So I am giving the path CD space slash sales data. I am going to the sales data folder. Now you can see I am inside the sales data. If you want to check PWD, so you can check now we are in the slash sales data. If I am in the sales data, who am I? I am the test1 user. If I want to create any folder inside the sales data location, let's see whether I would be able to create it or not. So in order to create the folder mkdir space, the folder name, suppose I want to create a folder as P1. P1 is going to be my name. If I press enter, you can see it is saying you cannot create any directory. Permission is denied. Why the permission is denied? What is the name of user? Username is test1. Let's go to the root again. In the root, if I want to check the permission of my sales data folder. So LL space minus D space sales data. So you can see what is the current permission. So the permission is read, write, execute, which belongs to the root. This folder was created by the root. So root is the owner, and owner has these three permission: read, write, execute. Apart from that, who is the group? Group is also root. So the group have read and execute permission. And the last one, read and execute, belongs to other. So test1 is our other user account that does not belong to this. Test1 is not the root. Test1 is not the group member. Test1 is not the group member of this root. Root is the group name, and test1 is the group member of sales group, not the root group. So test1 is the other user, and what is the permission of other user? Other user have read and execute permission. It means they can read the folder, they can read the folder content, whatever is saved there, and they can enter into that folder, but they cannot create anything. To create anything, user should have the right permission, W permission. But test1 does not have the W permission. So if I will give the W permission on this sales data folder to other user here, if I will give the W permission as well, read, write, execute means the full permission, then test1 would be able to create the file and folder inside the sales data directory. So currently, other user does not have that permission. Now the situation is, if I will give read, write, and execute permission to other user, so all the other users would be able to go to this sales data location and they would be able to create and modify the data, because every user will have the full permission then. So that's not a good security practice. If I will give full access permission, the right permission to other users in the Linux machine for this folder, then every other user would be able to go inside this sales data folder and they would be able to create any file, they would be able to delete anything, they would be able to modify any file. So that's not a good practice. That's not a good permission parameter. So what we will do, we have created two groups. We have created two groups, sales and marketing. In the sales, test1 and test2 is the member. In the marketing, test3 is the member. So what I will do, I have my sales data folder. This is my sales data folder. What I will do, I will give sales data folder the permission of read, write, and execute, means I will give the full permission to the sales data folder for sales group. So in the sales group, we have two members, test1 and test2. So after giving the permission, test1 and test2 would be able to create, modify, and delete anything inside the sales data folder. That's something I am going to do now. So how to do that? So see it, it's very complicated to understand. I'm going to the Linux. If I check the permission of sales data, again, LL space minus D space slash sales data. So you can see the permission. This one. Now what I want to do, I want to assign the group permission of sales group to this sales data folder as read, write, execute. What is the group permission right now? So the group permission right now is read and execute, R and X. Means I shown you practically, user was not able to create any file inside the sales data folder. So let's give the permission. How to do it? So for that, what I need to do, here you can see the owner is root, The owner of the sales data folder is root and group is also root. So I need to add the sales group first in this folder so that I can give the permission. I will have to change this group because test1 user and test2 user belongs to the sales group, and here the group by default is coming as root. So I will have to change this group so that I can assign the permission on the sales group. So how to change this group? Second one is the group. How to change this? So there is a command which is called chgrp, change group, chgrp space. What group name you want to add? So I want to add sales group here, space. Where you want to add the sales group? So I want to add the sales group in the sales data folder. Currently it is coming as root. Currently the group is also root, but I want to add sales group in this sales data folder. So this is the command chgrp space, the name of group that you want to add. So my group name is sales, and where you want to add it? So I want to add it in the sales data folder. Then press enter. No error, it means it has been done. How to check? Again, do ll space -d space the name of folder. So the name of folder is sales data. Enter. Now you can see owner of this folder is root. Root has created this sales data folder, and the group has been changed as sales. Now the group is sales. On this group, who are the member? So the member is cat etc group. So the member of the sales group is test1 user and test2 user. It means ll space -d space /sales data. It means on the sales data folder, group is sales, members are test1 and test2. So test1 and test2 have the read and execute permission. They don't have the write permission by default. That's the reason they cannot create any file and folder inside this sales data directory. Let me show you again. So I am switching with the test1 user. I'm logging in with the test1 now. So currently I am with test1. Let me go to sales data folder, cd space / sales data, enter. Now I am in sales data. Why I could enter? Because I am the test1 and I am the member of sales group. Sales group have the permission of what? Sales group have the read and execute permission. So read means sales group member, which is test1, they can read the data if something is available inside the sales data folder. So if I do the ls, nothing is here. There is no file, no folder. This is called read. I am reading it. So there is nothing. And what is the another permission? Another permission is x. X means execute. It means if something is available here, then I can enter into that. If any folder is created inside the sales data, I can enter into that folder. If any file is created, then I can read that file if I have the execute permission. But if I try to create any new folder, mkdir space, suppose I'm trying to create v1 folder, enter, then it is saying you don't have permission denied. Why? Because I am test1, I am the test1 and I am the member of sales group, and sales group have read and execute permission only. They don't have write permission. Without write permission, I cannot create any folder. Even if I will try to create any file, touch space, suppose I am trying to create v1 file and press enter, still I am not able to do so because I don't have any x permission. Not x, I don't have any w permission. I only have read and execute. So I need the permission now. So how to get the permission? So let's go to the root. Because root is the owner of this sales data folder, so only root can give you the permission. Whomsoever has created the file and folder, they are the owner. If test1 creates any file, let me show you. Let me go to the test1 first. I am in the test1 now. If I create any folder, If I create any folder as a test1, suppose mkdir space, my folder name is suppose Vault. I'm creating Vault. Enter. If I do ll space -d space Vault, then you can see who is the owner. Test1 is the owner because test1 has created this folder right now. So test1 has the full control, read, write, execute, RWX. And who is the group? Group is by default test1. As I told you, whenever you create any file and folder, the owner who creates the file and folder, that person will become the owner, and that person will also become the group. So since the sales data folder has been created by the root, it means root has got the read, write, execute permission. Now let's go to the root again. So I'm in root. Now let's give the permission to test1. Test1 means I'm giving the permission to the group sales because test1 is the member of sales group. So again, let me open the permission, ll space -d space / sales data. Currently, group is sales, but group have read and execute permission only. I want to give w as well, so that user can create and delete and modify anything inside the sales data folder. So how to give the permission? So in the last session, I had told you one of the concept. Let me go to that file again. I had told you this concept. Who, what, which. So the command to give the permission is chmod. Chmod means change mode. Space, who, to whom you want to give the permission. So I want to give the permission to the group. G belongs to group, U belongs to user, O belongs to other, A belongs to all. Then what permission you want to give? Do you want to add something, or you want to remove something, or you want to replace something? So plus is for add, minus is for remove, is equal to is for replacing. To whom you want to give the permission? Which, like what permission you want to give? R is for read, W is for write, and X is for execute. So this is the command chmod. To whom you want to give the permission, what permission you want to give, and which level of permission, read, write, execute, you want to apply on which file and folder. So let's see practically. So what we want to do right now. So let's go to the Linux machine. We want to do chmod, change mode, space. To whom we want to give the permission? We want to give the permission to group. So the shortcut of group is G. So we want to give the permission to G. Plus means I want to add a permission. What permission you want to add? I want to add W permission, because I want to give the write. So for write, it's W. Space. On which file or folder you want to give the permission? So I want to give the permission on /sales data folder. This is my folder where I want to assign the write permission for group. G means for group. If I press enter, the permission has been applied. How to check? ll space -d space /sales data. Now you can see sales is the group, and what permission the group has got. So this first 3 series belong to the owner. So root has read, write, execute. Again, group has also got read, write, execute, RWX. See, group, second one is for group, read, write, execute. Other user still have read and execute permission because we have not changed the permission of other user. Earlier, the group sales had the permission of read and execute only. But now the group sales have the permission of read, write, and execute. It means full permission, RWX, full permission. If you want to check, let's switch to test1. I'm logging in with the test1 user account now. So I'm logged in. Who am I? I'm test1. Now I am entering into the sales data folder, cd space /sales data. Enter. So I am inside the sales data. That's called execute permission. I already had the execute permission. Now, since I have got the write permission as well, I have the full permission now. So mkdir space, if I want to create any new folder. So mkdir space, suppose I am creating a new folder as vault1, enter, no error. It got created. If I do ls, you can see now I am able to create a folder inside the sales data location, inside the sales data directory. If I want to create any file, touch space. Suppose I am giving one of the name v1. If I do ls again, you can see I can create file as well. Why? Because I am test1 and test1 is the member of sales group, and sales group have read, write, execute permission. They have the full permission. That's the reason I can create file and folder. Even if I want to modify something, if I want to do vi space file name v1, I can modify that as well. This is my file, escape colon wq. It got saved. If I want to check cat space v1, this is my file. It means I have the full permission. Now I am the test1. I am logged in with the test1 user. I can see I have the full permission. I am the member of sales group, and test2 user account is also the member of sales group. It means test2 user also have the full permission on the sales data folder. So let's check whether he has or not. So switch user space test2, enter. Let me enter the password of test2. Why it is asking the password? Because I am trying to switch user from the local user account. If I will do it from the root, then it will not ask me any password. So now I am logged in with the test2 user account. If you want to check who am I, test2. Now let me check if test2 also have the full permission or not. So I'm going inside the sales data. Well, I'm already inside the sales data, but for the practical sake, cd space sales data again. Present working directory is I am inside the sales data location. Now let me try to create one more folder. If I want to check how many folders and files are here, so ls, you can see v1 and vault1. v1 is the file and vault1 is the folder. If you want to check what is written inside the v1, so cat space v1. So inside v1, this is my file is written. So this is called read and execute permission. But I am the test2. I have the full permission as well because I am the member of sales group and sales group have the full permission. So let me create one of the folder mkdir space. Let me create one more folder as b1. Enter. It got created. ls. You can see b1 got created. If I want to create any file, touch space b1, not b1, boss. If I do ls, you can see boss file also got created. It means I have the full permission now. Now, one interesting thing. I have got the permission. Now I know how to give the permission, how to apply the things. But the scenario over here is I am logged in with the test2 user. I am the member of sales group. Sales group have the full permission on the sales data folder. Test1 is also the member of sales group, and test1 also have the full permission on the sales data folder. This one, this v1 and vault1, this was created by whom? It was created by test1. ll space -d space v1. So it got created by test1. See, test1 is the owner. Similarly, vault1, if I check for vault1, ll space -d space vault1. So vault1 also got created by test1. So these two file and folder, v1 and vault1, it was created by the test1 user account. I am logged in with the test2 user account. You can see currently I am logged in with the test2 user account. Now, if I do rm space -rf space, which folder was created by the test1? It was V1. If I press enter, it got deleted. If I do ls, V1 is not here. V1 was created by the test1 user. I am logged in as a test2 user, but I have deleted that. Even if I will do rm space minus rf space vault1, vault1 was also created by the test1 user. If I delete, now it has been deleted. But I have not created that. It was created by the test1 user. Why I could delete it? Because I have the full permission. I am the member of sales group. Test1 is also the member of sales group, and sales group have the full permission. So if sales group have the full permission, so whatever user will get added in the sales group, they will have the full permission. But this is a risk. It's a risk. Test1 has created some important work, some important file and folder. It has some important code, some important script. Test2 logs in the system. He can see the data and he can delete that as well. It got deleted. Why? Because he also has the full control. But this is a risk. It means if I will log in with the test1 user, now I am trying to switch with the test1. I can see what is there in the sales data folder. It's B1 and boss. Who has created the B1 and boss? LL space minus D space B1. So B1 got created by test2. Test2 is the owner of B1, but I am logged in with the test1. If I do RM space minus RF space B1, enter, delete, ls, delete. So I can also delete the data of test2 because we both have the full permission, but this is a risk. In this way, anyone can delete the data of any other member. So to prevent this kind of situation, because that's a risk, data can be lost by someone else. So to prevent this kind of situation, in the Linux, there is a concept which is called sticky bit. Sticky bit. Now what will happen? Test1 is saying that, hey, test2, you have deleted my file and folder. Test2 is saying, you have also deleted my file and folder. We both are in trouble. Now they both are the local users, so they will go to the root. Root means owner. So they will go to the root account and they will say, sir, actually, I am facing the problem. This test2 user has deleted my personal data. And test2 is also saying that this test1 user has also deleted my personal data. So can you please do something? Because we both are the member of sales group and we both have the full control. That's the reason we can delete each other's data. We can delete any data. So root says, okay, I can give you one of the sticky bit permission. So there is a special permission that only root can give, only root can assign. That's called sticky bit. Through sticky bit, if test1 creates any file and folder, then it can only be deleted by the test1. Test2 cannot delete that file and folder. If test2 has created any file and folder, then it can be deleted by test2 only. Test1 cannot delete the file and folder created by test2. That's called sticky bit. So let's see how to apply the sticky bit. Let's go to the Linux. So I'm logging in with the root because I told you only root can apply the sticky bit permission. So switch user. I am in the root now. So let's apply the sticky bit permission. So in order to apply the sticky bit permission, the command is chmod space O. O means other. Other means if any file or folder does not belong to the owner, then nobody else can delete that. So that's the other. So chmod space O means other. plus. Plus means I want to apply, I want to add something. What I want to add? I want to add T. T is the argument for sticky bit. T is the shortcut, sticky bit. So O plus T space. On which folder you want to apply the sticky bit permission? So I want to apply the sticky bit permission on sales data. Enter. Now the sticky bit permission has been applied. Let me go to test1. Switch user space test1. I am logged in with the test1 now. If I create any folder in the sales data location, let me go to the sales data, cd space / sales data. I am already in the sales data well. If I do ls, you can see only boss file is here. Let me create one more folder. So I am logged in as a test1. I am creating a folder. The folder name I am giving is Gola1. Enter. If I do ls, you can see Gola1 folder has been created. Now I am switching to the test2 user, su space test2. Enter. Let me give the password. I am logged in with the test2 user now. If I do the ls, let me go to the sales data location first. If I do the ls here, you can see boss and Gola1 is available. Now I'm test2. I am creating one more folder here, mkdir space. I am creating Bola1. Enter. It got created. If I do ls, you can see Bola1, boss and Gola1. These three data are available. So Bola1 is created by test2 and Gola1 got created by test1. So currently I am logged in with the test2 user. I am logged in with the test2 user. And if I will try to delete the Gola1 folder, which was created by test1. So rm space minus rf space Gola1. Enter. You can see operation not permitted. You cannot remove Gola1. Why? Because you are not the owner of Gola1. You are test2. Who is the owner of Gola1? So ll space minus d space who is the owner of Gola1. So the owner is test1 and you are not test1. You are who? You are test2. And the sticky bit permission is applied here. Sticky bit permission is applied on this. Because of that, the other user means the test2 user cannot delete this Gola1 file. Yes, Anil.
सर इसमें स्टिकी बिट परमिशन कहाँ से पता चलेगा?
Yes. Yeah. Let me show you. CD. Okay. LL space. We have applied the sticky bit permission on the sales data. So LL space minus D space sales data. Enter. Here you can see T. For other, T means sticky bit. So we have applied the sticky bit permission on the sales data folder. So in the last, you can see T. T is for sticky bit. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now test2 cannot delete the data which has been created by test1. Similarly, if I go to the test1 and if I will try to delete the data which is created by test2. So test2 has created Bola1. He can also not delete that because of the sticky bit permission. But they both can delete their personal data. Like suppose I am logged in with the test1. So what data belongs to test1? So rm space minus rf space. The test1 has created Gola1. Enter. It has been deleted. ls. Only Bola1 and boss is available now. So owner can delete their data, but they cannot delete others' data if sticky bit permission is applied. Even though they are the member of the same group and they have the full permission on the sales data folder, but they cannot delete each other's data. They can modify something, they can create something, but they cannot delete something. Test2 can create the folder and file in the sales data location. Test1 can also do that, but test1 cannot delete the data of test2 and test2 cannot delete the data of test1. That's called sticky bit. So this is how you can give the permission to a folder. For a file, it's also the same process. The same command will be used. Instead of folder name, you will have to give the file name. That's it. Rest, everything will remain same. So this permission method is called symbolic method. In the last class, I told you there are two permission methods, the symbolic and the numeric. So we have seen the symbolic method now. It was somehow complicated to understand. There is another method as well, which is called numeric. So let's see the numeric permission, how to apply the numeric permission on a file and folder. So when we talk about the numeric permission, in the symbolic permission, what we have seen, chmod space plus r, w, this kind of symbol we have used. R for read, W for write, X for execute. So that's the symbol. We have used the symbol, but here we will use the number to give the permission. The concept will be same. First 3 bit will belong to the owner. Second 2 will belong to the group and last 2 will belong to the other users. So instead of symbolic permission, we will now give the numeric permission. So let's see how to give that. Just give me 1 minute. I was just drinking the water. Now there are some value for read permission. There will be 4 number value. For write permission, there will be 2 number value, and for execute permission, there is 1 number value. So these are the fixed value for the permission. If you want to give someone read permission, you will give 4 number permission. If you want to give someone write permission, you will give 2 number permission. If you want to give someone execute permission, you will give number 1. The total of this would be 7. If you total this 4 plus 2 plus 1, it will become 7 now. So if I write instead of this, what was the command that we have used earlier? So earlier in the symbolic method, we had used chmod space plus chmod space. We want to give the permission to group. So we applied G plus we want to add something. What permission we had given? W space on the folder name or file name. That was something we have used in the symbolic permission. In the numeric, how I will use it? So the command will be same, chmod space. Instead of this, what I want to do, I want to give the full permission. Suppose I want to give the full permission to someone. For full permission, it means read, write, and execute. That's the full permission. So if I want to give full permission to someone, then what I will give? 4 plus 2 plus 1. It means chmod space 7. The first 7 belongs to owner. So if I will give 7, it means owner of the folder, owner of the sales data, which is root, he will get the full permission. Then another 7 belongs to group. So the group will also get the full permission. Last 7 belongs to other. So the last other users will also get the full permission. Space where you want to apply the permission. So I want to give the permission on the sales data folder. So if this is the command, it means owner, group, and other have the full permission on the sales data directory. If I have given chmod space 7 4 1, if I have used this command, then what does it signify? It means owner have the full permission. 7 means read, write, and execute total. Group have the read only permission because the value for the read is 4. So group have the read permission. Other user have 1. 1 means they have execute permission. On which folder? On sales data folder. If I have written chmod space 7 5 1 sales data, what does it mean? It means the first one is for owner. Owner have the full access, full permission, read plus write plus execute 7. Second one belongs to the group. Group have the number 5. Number 5 means 4 plus 1. 4 plus 1 is equal to number 5. So group have read plus execute permission. And the last one is for other. Other value is number 1. It means other have execute permission. If I have written the command like this way, chmod space 7, then 6, then 5, sales data. What does it mean? So it means the owner of the folder has full access. The group has 6. 6 means it has read plus write. And other have 5 number. 5 number means other user have 4 plus 1, which is read plus execute permission. So this is called the numeric method. So instead of this symbolic method, which is somehow complicated, you can also use the numeric method. How you can use that? That's very simple. Instead of the command, you will use this one, like you will use chmod.
सुनील अनिल कर रहा है सर.
अनिल सुनील मतलब
सर ये अनिल कर रहा है. अनिल
क्या कर रहा है?
सर आवाज कर रहा है सर ग्रुप में.
अच्छा, आवाज कर रहा है. अब बंद कर दी उसने. So chmod 777 on which folder? Sales data. It means if I will do ll space minus d space on sales data, I can see everyone has full permission now. See, everyone have full permission. Root has full permission. Group has full permission. Other also have full permission. It means the member of the sales group, test 1 and test 2, they can do anything. Other user who is available on the system, they can also do anything with this folder. If I create any other user, they can also do anything in this folder. Just like, let me create add user space. I am creating the user as COMA, comma, enter. Pass WD space comma, enter. The password. Now switch user space comma, enter. I am logged in with the comma user. If I go to CD space sales data, I am the other user. I am not the member of sales group. I am comma, and I am not the owner of that sales data folder. I am the other user. Enter. I can enter. Now mkdir space, I am trying to create VOLAT, wallet folder. Create it. ls, create it. If I am the other user, if I do rm space minus rf space bola1, delete it. Done. because I also have the full permission. If I delete RM space minus RF space boss, delete it. If I want to create mkdir space P1 space P2 space P3 space P4, enter ls, I can create 4 folder. I am the other user. If I want to delete RM space minus RF space P1 space P2 space P3 space P4, delete it. Because I am the other user, I also have the full permission. Because I have given the 777 value. LL space minus D space on sales data, I have given 7777 value, which is read, write, execute, read, write, execute, read, write, execute. That's called numeric value permission. And today you have also seen this command. If you want to create multiple folders in the same at the same time, then the command is mkdir space first folder name space second folder name space third folder name space fourth folder name. Simultaneously, 4 folders got created at the same time. If you want to delete multiple files and folder at the same time, RM space minus RF space first file folder name space second file folder name space third file folder name space fourth file and folder name, enter. Multiple files and folder can be deleted at the same time. If you want to create mkdir space, I want to create Rajesh name of folder, Baba name of folder, Tata name of folder, space Rajesh. Okay, I cannot create it because I am the other user. So if you want to create for a folder and its associated subfolder, like inside the Rajesh, you want to create Baba, inside Baba, you want to create Tata. So the first command is mkdir space first folder name space slash second folder name slash third folder name slash fourth folder name. So through one command, you would be able to create multiples. So this was your permission, numeric and symbolic. If you want to change the permission, chmod space, suppose for root, I want to give full permission. For group, I want to give read and execute. So for read and execute, the permission number will be 5. And for others, I want to give W, write permission on sales data. Enter. Now if I will do LL space minus D space sales data, you can see the root has the full permission, means the owner has read, write, execute. Group has read and execute because I had given number 5. And the other user have the write permission because I have given this number, 2 number. So numeric method is somehow easy as compared to the symbolic one. Symbolic requires some complexity. So whatever suits you, you can practice that particular command syntax. It is not something that you only need to know the symbolic or numeric. If you feel numeric is easy for you, just go with the numeric. If you feel symbolic is easy for you, go with the symbolic. I just need the practical. Even company also needs the outcome. They don't stick with this kind of thing that you should only do this with this command. Whatever suits you, you can apply that. Company are only interested in the result, in the end result only. So this ends your permissions. Permission has been ended now. We have to start a new session, a new topic next weekend. So this got completed very easily, like within 1 and 30 minutes, it got completed. Now in the next session, what I will start, so I will start logs, how to check logs in Linux. Logs will be completed on the same on the Saturday. Then I will start the process. These 2 topics we will complete by next weekend. Locks and process. Do the practice of all this permission and folders, whatever we have learned so far. If you will have any doubt, you can ask me on Saturday class. So the video I will upload by tomorrow morning. Tonight I will not be able to upload the video. If I will have the time, then I will do it. Otherwise, by tomorrow morning, for sure, you will get your videos and the files, the related files and the related data. Okay. So you can do your practice throughout the week. You can discuss with me if you will have any issues. Now we can wrap up the session. Next weekend, we will meet at 8 p.m. on Saturday. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much for your time. Have a good night now.
Okay, sir. Bye bye. Good night.
Bye.